Hello, and welcome to the Forgotten Warriors Vietnam Museum today on Women Veterans Recognition Day. We proudly honor and recognize the courage, dedication, and sacrifice of all women who have served in our nation's military. Their strength, leadership, and commitment to duty have helped defend our freedoms and inspire future generations. We extend our deepest gratitude to these remarkable women for their service, their sacrifices, and the countless contributions they have made both in uniform and beyond. Today and every day, we thank all women veterans and proudly say, welcome home. Our new Women of the Vietnam War display highlights an estimated 11,000 American military women who were stationed in Vietnam during the war, with roughly 90% serving as volunteer nurses. Over 265,000 women served worldwide during the Vietnam War era. While most were in the Army, Navy, or Air Force Nurse Corps, others served as staff officers, air traffic controllers, and intelligence personnel. While 11,000 is widely accepted figure for military women stationed in Vietnam, some estimates suggest a total of up to 55,000, including civilians that served. In addition to military staff, thousands of civilian women served with the Red Cross, Donut Dollies, USO entertainers, and other aid organizations. Sadly, 8 American military women were killed in the Vietnam War, along with 59 civilian women. Beyond nursing, women served as doctors, physical therapists, librarians, photographers, and journalists, just to name a few. Today, we are honored to recognize a local female Vietnam veteran staff officer. We are privileged to spotlight her service, honor her sacrifices, and share her inspiring story with all of you. At the end of the COVID pandemic year of 2020, my dad, Tom Collins, founder of the Forgotten Warriors Vietnam Museum, received a call from a woman named Michelle Fenimore. She got his contact information from Johnny Walker and wanted to donate her uniform and possibly volunteer since she was a Vietnam veteran. Needless to say, my dad was thrilled and honored at the possibility of having a female Vietnam veteran at the museum. He told me right away about this exciting news and wanted me to help coordinate this possible future relationship. Now, my dad was still in recovery with me, my sister, and brother since 2018 on kidney dialysis 3 times a week, loss of his second leg, and many other illness from Agent Orange that were being treated. But he was determined to get back in the museum no matter what. So as we continued behind the scenes to help my dad clean up the museum and the legality of the museum, we got my dad transportation so that he could meet Michelle. Michelle and my dad placed her uniform in the locked display case over there. And they worked on a schedule to coordinate volunteers and to open the doors and be a guide at the museum. My dad considered Michelle a very, very good friend, along with Dan and a handful of other Vietnam veterans. We were so happy my dad's dignity was being restored and was surrounded by the sacred bond of Vietnam veterans. But just as things seemed to be falling into place, the unthinkable happened and my dad died suddenly. As my family grieved and handled family matters, that Michelle Fenimore went beyond the call of duty and rallied the troops to keep the museum open. She organized the volunteer schedule and filled in when they couldn't. She took care of any building issues, even took out the trash and made sure that the building was safe and sound. The very next year, almost exactly to the date that my dad passed away, my sister and I lost our mother, who was my father's first wife. As we continue to grieve, but still try to hold up our responsibilities for the museum, Michelle continued to answer the call. advocating for the museum and maintaining an open schedule during the 3 months each year for 3 years. It goes without saying that without Michelle's part in keeping the museum open, along with the dedicated group of Vietnam veterans and our volunteer team, we wouldn't be standing here today. We are eternally grateful that fate placed Michelle exactly where she was meant to be at the moment that she was needed most by all of us. So, Staff Sergeant Michelle Yakura, now known as Michelle Fenimore, is a United States Army veteran who served in the Women's Army Corps from 1967 to 1972, with 1 year deployment in Vietnam from 1968 to 1969. Michelle holds a historical significance as one of the women who were deployed in Southeast Asia to support military operations. She arrived in Vietnam in 1968. This puts her boots on the ground during one of the most volatile and intensive chapters of the entire conflict. She spent her year-long tour stationed in sprawling Long Binh Post. Long Binh served as the massive logistics and command hub located just northeast of Saigon. In the pre-dawn hours on February 23, 1969, the U.S. ARV post office building was struck directly by enemy rocket-propelled grenade attack, causing extensive physical damage to the facility. This targeted strike was part of the coordinated countrywide offensive launch by the North Vietnamese Army and Viet Cong forces to mark the Tet holiday of 1969. The blast shattered infrastructure and ignited fires. This disrupted operations and threatened the safe delivery of correspondence to the troops. Despite the ongoing danger, smoke, and devastation, personnel assigned to the unit, including Staff Sergeant Michelle Yakura, immediately began documenting damage, working to secure what was remaining, and continued to perform her duties, even at times sheltering under her desk. Michelle was awarded the Bronze Star with the Oak Leaf Cluster, which indicates she received this highly respected decoration twice during her service. For women serving in the Women's Army Corps during the Vietnam War, receiving a Bronze Star was a significant milestone that recognized outstanding devotion to duty, administrative leadership, and resilience under the constant threat of rocket and mortar attacks. Michelle received several service medals and campaign decorations that are displayed in her case: the Vietnam Service Medal, the Republic of Vietnam Campaign Medal, the National Defense Service Medal, the Good Conduct Medal, and the Republic of Vietnam Gallantry Cross Unit Citation. Michelle broke the barrier of the often overlooked roles and resilience of women in the Vietnam War. Today, Michelle Fenimore is a predominant Vietnam War veteran, a dedicated advocate to the community and all veterans. She is widely recognized for her active involvement in veteran support programs, the Forgotten Warriors Vietnam Museum, CVAC, and many other organizations. Michelle stepped up to the call of duty for her country, as well as her community, and her call for help in a time for need to the Forgotten Warriors Vietnam Museum. Michelle Fenimore will always have a special place here in our hearts and will never be forgotten. Please don't leave without visiting her display case that show more of her short stories of her service experience and see her uniforms up close. At this time, we'd like Michelle to come up along with Kathy Tweed with the Quilt of Valor to be rewrapped in her quilt and be presented with a few tokens of appreciation. That was nice.
I originally awarded Michelle her quilt in June 18th, 2022. I will see that you get your Bronze Star on here. I bought my stuff home, so no. It says. So we started out, we had limited kitchen ribbons. and then we enhance them and all. So we do Bronze Star, Silver Star, and Foot the Heart. So anyway, it is a privilege to give you your quilt once again. Give it back to you. I want to say welcome home. Yeah. So this is your quilt. This is your quilt. Your quilt was made by Trish Zaki, who lived in Cape May at the time. She now lives down south with her family. Marita Parisi still lives in Egg Harbor Township, and she's back. At the time, she's moved back to New York City. So I'm going to wrap you in your quilt.
All right. Where you come? Go ahead.
Like the cookie. Third person I've rewrapped in the quilt. Hiding editing. That's pretty tough. But thank you. Your ball.
Would you like to say a few words?
It's up to you.
No. Okay. So, do you want to keep your quilt on? Yeah. Okay. Would anyone like to stand up and say a few words about Michelle or anyone here? Or a woman, veteran?
I see there's no one on, certainly.
Come. Yeah. You want the microwave? Oh, here you go.
I'll salute.
Yes. Do you want to sit down or you want to...
I had the opportunity to meet Michelle about 6-7 years ago. And those that don't know me, my name's Johnny Walker. I'm the chairman and founder of CVAC, Citizens and Veterans Advisory Committee at Cape May County. We're all volunteers. We have over 62 volunteers that do not get paid, do a lot of things like take veterans to and from their medical appointments, which Michelle has done. She's done grocery shopping for our senior veterans. She's did house calls and buddy check on our senior veterans. Michelle has been a super fabulous asset to CVAC from day one. But more importantly, I just want to say a few words about the woman herself. When I met Michelle, she was still going through some very serious PTSD issues. She had a lot of anxiety, and she didn't like to be around people, and I've been doing this for 30-some years, and I've been around a lot of veterans who had the same issues. I must say, she was the first female. When I found out Tom had passed away, I've been in contact with Peggy, trying to find out what the future of this amazing sanctuary. I don't call it a museum, I call it a sanctuary, because there's so many of our Vietnam vets that come here just to be in this building, especially when they're full of anxiety. I told Peggy I thought I might have a person to help her with maintaining a staff and keeping this place open. And I called Michelle. And believe me, it was the hardest sell of my life. Michelle just didn't like being around people. And it's understandable. I said, Michelle, give it a try, because I personally know that you could do this. And I personally know this is going to help you more than them. And this is the result. It did. It did. This lady is a hero. She's a godsend to our Vietnam veterans that come here, some of them several times a week. And I can show you some of the letters that CVAC received in reference to her and how she greeted them here at this museum and how much they thought of her to let us know how valuable she was. Michelle, from me personally, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. God bless.
Okay. You want to say something, John? I know it. Kind of like if you get a little bit more so you get to talk.
You don't want to all stand up.
No. I just want to be a little bit closer here. Let me turn this so you can face everybody. Good?
Yeah, I got that. I met Michelle here, and I walked in, and she was the only person, and there's a sign up there, help wanted. She says, well, I'll do it. You know, you'll get that measure? Absolutely. And we've been friends ever since. I mean, she even hired me with the highest pay grade a volunteer can get. You know what I mean? She gave me my own party space. You know what I mean? And when we work together, all we do is laugh. I mean, everything's funny. You know what I mean? Like, we take nothing serious. Our serious days are over. You know what I mean? I love the girl. I mean, this place is going to really miss her. You know what I mean, she was the backbone. She's always here. I mean, you come here on a Monday, she's here. Come here on a Friday, she's here. You know what I mean? And I'm noted as Wednesday. I'm Wednesday.
Mr. Wednesday.
I don't have a name. I'm Wednesday. You know what I mean? And I enjoy every minute of it. You know what I mean? This is my home away from, you know, I've seen people come in here, miracles. You know what I mean? Just like people come in here and that never spoke about it. That never said a word. You know, I had a guy, I stood up here, a guy sat there, his wife came back here, and he sat up there. He was talking to me for 2 hours. My ears are getting this big. And then his wife going by and says he's never said a word. So this brings it out of you. You know, like, you know, some people can't come in, some people come in and takes it out of you. You know what I mean? But there's something here for everybody. You know what I mean? We're really going to miss Michelle. Thank you.
One more.
My name, I'm Thursday Jim. I met, we met here. Yeah, I think John talked to you coming over and volunteering. And I came over on an interview. Make sure it was clean underwear. And, you know, and now I work every Thursday here. But it's been an incredible experience. I'll tell you, some guys walk in here and they can't make it past 3 steps in it. They just fill up. And then other guys come in here and as John said, they won't go home. It's just great. It's great volunteering, and I'm really thankful to Michelle that I got this chance. We're friends.
Very.
And I love her. She's a great woman. Just a great, epitomizes service. And what service? And I'm sure it's in the community. We always watch. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you.
That.
Anybody in? Oh, yeah. Oh.
Hi, my name is Ed. The first time I came here with my wife, she passed 2 years ago, but 5 years ago I came here with my wife. And Peggy and the staff were so receptive of us. Peggy said, point to the map, tell me where your base camp was, point to the other picture on the wall where your unit patches and everything. And I fell in love with the place with all the memorabilia and everything here. And it brings you back to the day. And it's a little upsetting, but we deal with it. And like you were saying about PTSD, I was in combat for a year, so I was kind of a mess when I came back. I couldn't function. In fact, I got assigned to a cavalry unit in Fort Meade, Maryland when I came back, my last 5 months. And the lieutenant, they were just forming a thing. And the lieutenant says, Sergeant, you're going to be a drill instructor. And I said, there is no way, sir. You put me in front of, I could have never done this 30, 40, 50 years ago. What I'm doing right now, I could have never done it. I clam up. I'd be at a family function,
with 20 people, I'd be sitting in the corner in a quandary, not even laughing or nothing. You know, PTSD is a whole other thing. Yeah. And I've been in therapy for about 15 years now. And it's funny, when I started therapy, even the one Dr. Morgan, who's done a lot of Vietnam vets, I was with him one-on-one. And one day I come in, I says, Doc, let me tell you something. It's the stupidest thing I do. And I've been doing it since I'm married, dating. And I said, we go to a restaurant, me and my wife, and I look around. And I pick the worst guy out. Maybe tattoos, overweight, big beard, lousy clothes. Oh, there he is. And I would stare at him. And it almost come to a confrontation because he'd stare at me like, what's going on here? And then I'd have to stop. So I says, Dr. Morgan, what is that? I don't know what that is. He says, I'll tell you exactly what that is. It's 45 years later, and you're still thinking, your subconscious mind, you're in Vietnam, and you're looking for the enemy. And that guy is the enemy. You got to keep an eye on him because you don't know what's going to happen. And I never did it another day after that. I says, how about that? That's really crazy. But I go to 25th Division reunions, and I sit with two nurses, Sarah and Donna, a lot of times at the banquet dinner, and we talk. And the first time I met them at the reunion, I'm talking to another vet. We're talking about PTSD at the table. And I looked over at Donna, and I says, oh, wait a minute. You were nurses in my foster vac hospital. And I says, you guys must have PTSD too. And Donna says, tell me about it. I still have nightmares 40 years later, 50 years later. I wake up in the middle of the night. And I think the irony is, I don't know if they're getting it now, but they didn't get any compensation for PTSD.
No.
And they may get it now. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, thank you for all you do and all the women that helped us. Thank you.
Almost. Benny? Get that. I said, that you got my buddy.
Okay. So I'm Danny Urfer, and I have a lot of things I can say about Michelle because she helped me when I first came here. And when I first volunteered, one of the first things, not immediately, but one of the times I was here with Michelle, she said, the first time I saw you, I knew you had post-traumatic stress. And this has been a healing place for me because I couldn't talk about it before I volunteered here because I had to talk about it. So it was definitely helpful. Michelle's been definitely a very good friend of mine, and I will always remember her, and I will always remember how she helped me along the way. Thank you, Michelle.
Yeah.
Anybody? Okay, Michelle. One more time. Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank you. Thank you.
Flowers for you. Some gifts to someone.
Kind of our appreciation. I know for you. It's heavy, so if you don't have to hold it, we'll usually have it. We'll hold it for you, okay? A little something. Yeah, you'll enjoy.
Yeah.
And this,
Yeah.
one of our
Sorry.
to do that. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you so much. All right, so having me.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
No, thank you. Goodbye.
Right. Today, Edward, since he was in the area, we are going to honor him today by being quilted with a Quilt of Valor from Kathy Tweed. Woohoo! Oh, yeah. When's it going down?
That sounded like the 80s.
Woohoo! That was loud. Mm-hmm. You could come on up here. Come up here that way. Video beyond that then. Mm-hmm. Anybody out there with the American Legion convention in Wildwood this weekend? You? Okay, good. So we got one. All the rest of there. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Wow.
That's the. Oh, thank you.
Thank you for your service and welcome home.
Oh, thank you.
We met here last fall when I had ordered a quilt.
Right.
It's the audience who I had given quilts to.
Yes,
And you hadn't received a quilt.
that's correct.
Now, if we're going to rectify that problem,
Oh, very.
he's from Warren,
Warren, New Jersey.
New Jersey, and your American Legion has how many members?
Roughly about 1,600 Toms River, 129. I think it's the biggest post in New Jersey, actually.
It has to be.
1,600, yeah. We have a lot of events there. We have picnics. We have oldies dancing, which we go to all the time, every Friday and Saturday night. And, yeah, they have a lot of tin can sailors meet there. They have a lot of stuff going on.
Nice, right?
Yeah.
Another interesting fact is that my dad's mother's maiden name was Mueller.
Oh, it was. Oh,
And she was Annie Mueller,
uh-huh.
and her dad was Francis Mueller, and he was known in his obituary as the Tailor of Trenton,
Oh.
which led me to think that he was on the criminal side, which could be.
Probably is.
You know what? You got to watch out for your Muellers.
That's right.
Anyway, so the Quilt of Valor Foundation was started in 2003 by a group of quilters in Delaware who were visiting the military hospitals and decided to make patriotic quilts to cover the beds. The nurses insisted that there be pillowcases to match them, as nurses will do. And so Quilt of Valor became a nationwide organization. Law Coaching having awarded 500,000 quilts.
Oh, God.
And I belong to a group, and we cover the 7 southern counties of New Jersey. I don't think Warren is in our...
No, we're central. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Gotcha. Anyway.
Okay.
But there is a group in your area. You go back, you need to look up Quilts of Valor so you can award your 16,000, 1,600 members. Anyway,
Yes.
so there is a pillowcase in here.
Oh.
We give you
Wow.
a
Very nice.
certificate.
Oh, that's cool.
Edward Mueller, U.S. Army, June 12, 2026.
Wow.
The Quilt of Valor Foundation wishes to recognize you for your service to our nation. We consider it a privilege to do so. Though we may never know the extent of your sacrifice to protect and defend the United States of America, we award you this Quilt of Valor as an expression of gratitude from a grateful nation.
Very nice. Oh, my God.
It is truly my privilege to give you your quilt.
Okay.
All right. So, there's your Vietnam camp.
Yes.
There's your Bronze Star.
Bronze Star.
The pattern of your quilt is called Split Back Star. Edward Mueller, June 12, 2026. Frida Rothenberg pieced your quilt, included the quilt, and her sister Peggy Carlson put the binding on. And this is your quilt.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
very nice.
Veterans, help me wrap it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Somebody else.
And this is to honor your service and to provide comfort.
Thank you.
You're very, very well. Kind of a would say.
You know, we never got no recognition, and you guys all know it for a lot of years. And we wouldn't even put Vietnam decals on our cars or nothing. You wouldn't even wear Vietnam hats out. You wouldn't, because most people just, you know, some of the World War II guys thought we were losers, and some of the VFW you couldn't even join because the World War II guys didn't watch it. We were considered losers. You know, now, the last 10, 15, maybe 20 years, we get the recognition. And it's really great. I really thank you very much. That's great.
And I'm thrilled you chose to come here to have your quilt.
Yeah.
That we just had a
This is such a safe place. This is
And,
really, as an observer of conversations, this is the safest building in the county for you guys.
yeah.
Kathy could just we had a store wrapping a bronze door.
Yes,
Oh, there you go.
very good.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thanks, everybody.
Yes.
I love it. Well, okay.
Lady. So, if anybody else would like to talk about anything, you're welcome to do that. If you're not,
Oh, yeah, sure.
I say let's face about CVAC.
you want the mic?
No, I don't.
My bad.
But,
Can I just see a show anything that anybody here that knows what CVAC does?
oh, thank you.
CVAC, Citizens and Veterans Advisory Committee, State-Based County. The most disturbing thing that I face each and every day is the people that don't know what CVAC does, okay, because we do so much. This past February, we turned 13 years old, and our mission statement is to help veterans and veterans' families. And trust me, there's a lot of veterans out there that need help. A lot of veterans fall between the cracks of the VA, don't get no help at all. Some get a limited amount of help. And sometimes these emergencies, they need help so fast. You all know VA, what's the word fast use, okay? It's just a part of life. We do things like pay the mortgage pay rents, pay utility bills, fix the car, make the house handicap accessible, put in ramps, put on roofs. And our biggest expense is homeless veterans. Here at Cape May County, our commission was do not accept the fact that we have homelessness in Cape May County. Okay? I've been fighting this fight for 13 years. And believe me, they've been stalling for 13 years. They even made laws to make it impossible to be homeless in some of their councils. They had to put the laws on the books. If you know a veteran, if you know a veteran that has, again, we've talked about PTSD. The biggest statistic and the worst statistic in our lives is 22 veterans a day commit suicide. Okay, CVAC went into existence. My whole dream, my whole views, my whole thought process was we need to lower that number. The hell we lower that number by getting a veteran health as soon as he needs. Okay, it doesn't get that help immediately. It becomes one wants to pick. And we had numerous of them here over the last 10 years. We came to town, and we don't want no them. So how can you help us? 2 ways, 3 ways, actually. One, tell them that about you. Okay, we had a phone call just the other day where a guy went to visit his wife up at Cresthaven Nursing Home. She's in Cresthaven. We came back to his apartment. It was padlocked. His front door was padlocked. The landlord booted him out. Guy slept in the woods. Slept in the woods behind the Walmart. And a rain end. Okay? But these ain't make-believe stories. You can't make this stuff up. Can't make it up. These are the things that are happening. We were this guy in the media from Cal, and we got in a couple of phases of Lake Town. Now we got a group that works with us, Soldier On, that's getting up into some private housing. I had his wife is due to come out in the nursing home sometime next week. Those are the type of emergencies. So one, you can help us fight. If you know a veteran, pass on. I like some pamphlets out front on the counter there. Take a pamphlet with you. One, you can help us fight. We don't want a vet tell us about it. 2, join, volunteer. We have 62 people that work with us. Not one person gets paid. We've been doing this for 13 years. Not one person takes expenses. Ted is our secretary.
when he sends thank you letters out for our donations, buys stamps and it comes out of his pocket. If I take a veteran to Philadelphia for an exam or take him to VA for a medical appointment, it's on me. My gas, my coals, my lunch, whatever, my parking. Okay, that's the type. What really makes us exceptional, most of our members are not veterans. That's like folks, citizens and veterans advice. And finally, the last lady can help us make a donation because we don't get any assistance by the government. Me, my mission, Penis about. It's all public donations. Just like this place, the sanctuary. They don't get anything from the federal government, from our state, from our municipality. They exist on the donate. So I hope that it registers. We're here to help veterans. If you know veterans, send them our way. Thank you.
Yeah, Johnson.
Anybody else feel yours? Think so. Take us home.
Yes.
Take us home because we're watching one video. Is this Bill Davenport?
Let me just say a few words about females in the military and associated with the military. I do a radio show with Joe Griffiths, who's the host. We're a hiatus right now because white blood. So we're coming back on the air the week after the 4th. But we've interviewed a lot of folks. I'll get to that in a minute. But I want to make comment about the 8 female Army officers that died in Vietnam. 7 of them were nurses. 1 was an administrator, an upper rank. They're getting the recognition now that Vietnam veterans do. Right. Here's the gift. In addition to Dollies weren't in the military, but they did the same, they were exposed to the same issues as the military were. They were on bases. The best. They drank in water. Not calling about drinking the wood. That's where Agent Orange got. The one common thing, no matter what you did or where you were or how long you were there, you drank the water. You didn't have bottled water. In Baghdad. Always respected the way they should be. They weren't in the military. They did an example. Honor fight out of Philadelphia rejected the deal to Dolly because it was in the country for a year. Rejected every position wasn't in the military and didn't let it on the act, but fighting. So that's said. Having a female child, another women to do almost all the work they're making, and men to do almost as much work as women can. There are certain jobs that, and men, so overlapping, sin, right? But you shouldn't forget that. But it's sad now it's happening in the upper levels. Some of them, they're not eligible for promotion anymore above the general and rank. That's a shame because they're very confident. I've met a few females that were commanders. I remember when I got my Quilt of Valor, it was like Commander's wife, the captain's wife in Coast Guard. She just happened to have been pilot from the Navy. Veteran. No, it's definitely good. Our governor, it's a health bucket, but we sure up overseas one. It's 1 year. There was a lot of females out there that come shooting up the box. Our radio show goes throughout the world. Don't have to worry about it. Goes to the internet now. I don't understand how it works. They just got it. Excited. The telephone guy was here late to become, you had a problem with it. But the internet. And he said, they're streaming. And he started talking about streaming and stuff like that. I said, no, I just want them to fit it. ABC or UCU. For the FBN. Can we talk about all these things that too much? Again, I wish we had bottled water in Vietnam. I wish with air conditioning. And thank you, Peggy, for being aggressive, making this space today. What wouldn't happen at the air conditioning one? There's something there. The females are important in the military and associated life donors dollars and some others. We had a number of donor dollars, and there are relatives on the radio show. Well, that Broadway show, I would like $1. We all sat on the side of the hill, maybe 10,000 of us. And on the stage was Martha Raye. You know, most of us knew who Martha Raye was, who we watched Dollies and six. Most of the guys, probably like me, had not seen a Broadway show. We weren't interested in seeing a Broadway show. We saw somebody we recognized from their stage. She stopped every 10 minutes. He made jokes. He talked to people. Why it's important though, she was a nurse in it. She has old ships who on her travel to them. She just wasn't there there enough. Every time they saw her on TV as an adult, it brought those memories back. Each of us had a day off at the side of the hill, you know, on the big one. I was the side. So that was it. Like,
Okay. So I'm going to put back on it's a rolling, many different videos about the women history in military. We had plenty of refreshments and just, they like to walk around, walk to each other and have it.